and welcome to the Merryweather Knitting Podcast. Today I'm coming to you with a very special guest, and that's my mom, who's joining me today to talk about something that she made. I don't know when she made it, a while ago, a few years ago. She is a crocheter, has been a crocheter for my whole entire life. I've talked about it before, but today she's going to share with you a little bit of what she's made, and I thought that her interview was so special, it needed its own video. So I hope that you'll enjoy hearing her talk. She's not just a crocheter, she's also an artist of all kinds, a visual artist, a painter, an interior designer. I have filmed little corners of her home, and I'm going to be putting them in this video or in another video because there's just so many beautiful places in her home. Everywhere you look, it's like a little work of art. Everything's photo worthy, everything's beautiful. And so I'm so inspired by her artistry in every aspect. So I'm really excited for her to share some of her inspiration. So, Mom, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. I actually feel privileged. I'm the one that feels blessed to be here and have Gabriella here with us. And this time, it's been such a long time since we've seen each other. So we've had glorious reunion. And it's also been enriching to know that she's been engaging in this really comforting art of playing with yarns of all different kinds of textures. And even in this season that we've recently gone through of winter, but coming into spring, it's amazing to watch her progress in her journey far beyond the skills that I have.
No, she has skills way beyond mine because I can hardly crochet at all. I can only do the most basic
Well,
thing.
not in knitting. So I have never done knitting, but my grandmothers, both. Well, one in particular did a lot of knitting. And my other grandmother, she worked with colors through floristry,
which I used to work as a florist.
Yes.
And I loved that too. So it's very much in our family.
It is. And all of the colors and the warmth that comes with fabric. I mean, we have a piece of tapestry here behind us, and it brings in such a dimension of texture that is, for me, very warm and soothing. So as we create our own spaces, part of creating that sacred space that is your home is enjoying all the various textures, and elements.
Another thing which that reminds me so much of is the pottery and the ceramics, because actually my great-grandmother, your grandmother, was also a ceramic artist. She did all these paintings on ceramics. And for a few years, you did a lot of that painting and also sculpting and pottery, and clay and ceramics also have that element to them so much.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to your home. And I feel like crochet is a much more decorative fiber art, don't you think? There's blankets.
Yes.
You made blankets and Afghans and pillows and all kinds of things. I mean, you do that with knitting too, but I feel like knitting is a lot more wearable pieces often.
Yes.
Although there are, of course, things you can decorate with too.
That's true.
I mean, I have the most beautiful blanket that she crocheted for me when I was a baby, which I need to share at some point.
Yes.
But it's in Esmeralda's bedroom. And it's just one of the most beautiful pieces. It makes the room. It really brings that warmth into the room. And it's got these little flowers on it. And it's just so beautiful. It's one of my favorite things.
It was, honestly, it's so much fun because likely you explore with these arts as well. And as you're interested in this discussion. But when I made that one for you, it became so apropos over time.
That's true.
It's a little bouquet of flowers, and each little flower was unique and has its own little set of ruffles. And so there's a science, but there's also this artistic expression that can come when you get more and more comfortable with.
And you do that so much also with crochet. Actually, you don't have that with you now, but I've seen sweaters you crocheted and pieces which you completely improvised.
Yes.
I don't know, did you even, when you were pregnant with Chloe, my little sister,
that's right,
who's now 12, she's with my little sister. You crocheted a lot in your pregnancy with her, and I don't think you ever followed a pattern. Did you?
I might have started with an inspiration of a picture of a pattern, but by then I think
I just saw you make things, but maybe I wasn't also aware of you looking at something. I just saw you just make do the sleeves and then or make the hat and kind of just improvise it completely.
True.
Yeah.
True. I'm the hat, you know, but they're very imperfect, and I think that's part of the charm.
So much the charm. That's always what I say
Yes.
here, because I always feel like there's some people who are so good at being so
Yes.
like everything is so beautiful, and even will rip back if it's not like
Yeah.
100%. And I really admire that actually, and I need some of that in mine.
Me too.
Because otherwise, sometimes I regret it if I make something and I notice it. But
True.
actually, the handmade charm and even imperfection is what makes it so special.
It does.
So I like that so much.
Yeah.
But you made this very special piece.
Yes.
A long time ago now, actually, really.
It has. Let's see, this piece, and I got it back. I made it for my grandmother, who she made it to 100 years old, and 99, and it was her month.
Almost 100.
So she almost was 100. We give her credit for 100.
Yes.
But when she turned 86, it was a really special birthday because we were going to be able to be with her. Mami Catalina is her name. She's from Argentina. Not very tall, but full of life.
Exactly. She made up for her size in her character.
She did. She did. So we honor her with this piece that her favorite color was green as well. And emerald green, which now you know the emerald green.
Esmeralda. That's so beautiful.
It is. And so I know, right? So Esmeralda
means emerald.
It means emerald. So when I made this piece for her, it was probably I had made one or two other sweaters, but I really was attracted to something that would be easy for her to put on and off. Yeah. So I was looking for a combination of maybe shawl, but with sleeves and the option to button. So it's, and I really was drawn to the actual texture as well. So
oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
The very first part of it was the neckline, which this was, you know, if you were to put it on,
it's so cute. Try it on, try and model it.
Okay.
It's so cute.
So this, the single stitches in the crochet were on the top portion, and her shoulders were small. So this came a little bit over her shoulders. And she's also, you know, ponchos in Argentina are a big thing. And so it was like a poncho, but homemade for her. And it has the little buttons, and it had a flare because she's very passionate. The buttons are so cute too.
They're almost like these little kind of like bamboo.
Yes, exactly.
This is so pretty. I love this. You have to stand up so that you can see, because it's so cute.
So
this is how
let's see if I can get a little bit of it's a little cropped because she was
sweet. It's so sweet.
Yeah. So it has a little puff, and it is definitely far from perfect. But
oh my gosh, it's so cute.
A joy to make, and I'll just show you why I liked the texture itself. It's almost like a wave. It's creating this like wave like pattern, and the rhythm of it became actually very soothing.
Really? Even though it's complicated, it looks so like. Sometimes lace you get in the pattern for the knitting when you do lace. Sometimes you get in the pattern of it, and if it's like if it's something you just kind of get in the rhythm of. Yes. But this looks so complicated to my eye.
Really,
I have no concept. Like if I see a knitted piece, I can't have a concept of what it is. This is no concept. Yeah, this is so beautiful.
Well, and
it looks so intricate to me.
It has just little flares, so it's almost like a little.
So cute. Like almost like a little.
What do you call it? What's that style?
Is it like a bell?
Yeah, a little bit of a bell. And so she, you know, she has a few pictures in it. And
oh my word!
It's very meaningful. It's very sweet. And so this is the piece that I thought it's the one that I have. I often will make things and give them
away.
But this one was given back to me when she had passed, and as a treasure that, you know, that I could then keep or pass on. So
it's also so cute to wear it. It's like such a wearable one.
It is.
Because it's like a layering one. Like even with the top you're wearing now, it's such a layering piece, and it looks so sweet. It has this little flare.
It does. Do you want to try it on?
I will.
Really?
Can I?
Of course.
I think it's so cute.
Of course.
Yes. I also think, I mean, I don't know that much about crocheting, but I feel like garment knit crocheting seems so intimidating to me.
Really?
Like making a sweater or
like
a garment.
Yeah.
Seems so intimidating.
Because it doesn't feel as...
Because to me, crochet is so much more like free form in my mind.
Yeah.
Because knitting, there's like you knit in the round, or you knit pieces and then you seam them.
Yes.
This is so cute.
So, yeah. It's so cute on you too. I mean, it's
Look how
a quarter
sweet.
length sleeve.
But actually, this was like also like look how cute it is.
I know. It's like
It's just such a cute.
It's like a bolero.
Almost.
Maybe that's the right way to say it. No,
Maybe it is.
but it has a
But
little
it's
Spanish flair.
It's just so cute, and it's also just like a little layering piece
Yes.
because like you said, it's almost like you went between a shawl and a sweater because it's
Yeah.
not like a full sweater, but it's
Right.
not a shawl. It's like more something to wear,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just I can so picture her wearing this.
Yes.
She-
So
so
sweet.
sweet.
So sweet.
And I
the
love
color
the
is a
little-
classic, right? It's a
The
classic
color is a
green.
classic.
It's green. Is it a classic?
For me, green is a classic.
I think
For
so.
me, green is like one of my main colors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I feel like I don't know. I just like green.
It
She
looks
was
good on
green.
everyone, doesn't it?
No, I think not.
Not
Different shades because think about
winter,
it.
summer, and
Exactly.
fall, and right.
Because I always like these pastel colors, and I feel like they don't
Mhm.
suit me very well.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But this color is so beautiful. I
It is.
really like it.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. There's a designer who I really like. Her name is Marie Wallen, and she makes beautiful knitting patterns. But she has a collection of beautiful crochet garment patterns,
Wow.
and I always think they look so cool. Or she has ones that she combines knitting and crochet, because
That's
they're like. And it's so cool because then she's got these like little crocheted like colors or like little like details that are so beautiful, you know?
Wow.
I really like it.
But then the fit with
Crochet.
the knitting,
With knitting, yeah.
it seems so much more. That feels more like a science. I
Really?
mean, I guess there's a
I
steps.
think it's also what you're used to doing.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And whatever you learn first, right?
And there are
people
probably
think-
some of you who can do both of them very well and who
True.
are laughing at me for not being able to crochet and you're laughing at me.
Yes.
They could never laugh.
It's almost like you get comfortable and it seems more complicated. It takes a few more steps, and now that you've figured out one way to do it,
It's true.
you almost prefer it because it comes out a little more simply.
It's true because for me, the crocheting is such like a learning curve. Like I can do it, but it's so much more focused.
Yes.
Where like knitting is just a
Easy.
mindful, like relaxing thing for me to do.
Yeah.
And I want to get better at crocheting because I think it's so cool. Like just the fabric, even just this simple part here, like to me, this texture is so cool
Really?
and so beautiful. So I like would love to get better at that. It just I haven't. Look at that. Like it's so beautiful.
Yeah. It is.
All the little
It
details.
is fun to be part of creating a texture
It's so
with
true.
fabric, right? And
Yeah, the fabric itself. Because like
Yes.
sewing is so cool, but it's like the fabric itself is such an amazing element to be able to make.
Yes.
So it's so true to be able to like decide what you want it to be. Like this is such a cool, open, lacy piece, but it also has structure to it. It's not like
yes.
too holy. You know
True.
what I mean? I really like that.
It is a pretty steady rhythm. So I guess
It
it would, be like count to four repeatedly. You
Is
know? So you do the same thing times
Yeah.
4, and then you go to the next one and you start to
But you twist them then here.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. And then you sometimes on some of these patterns you'll go back and forth. So you'll go back
Okay.
and forth and do it again. But this one was a really fun one and felt really amazing to be a part of. And it looks more complicated maybe than what it is. But
Oh, it's so beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing this.
No, thank you.
And can you tell some of your inspirations for making this besides your grandmother's character? Is there like a kind of aesthetic or a kind of like time period or anything that, for me, I see time period because I like that kind of thing. I like
yes.
a lot of the
she's
historical.
always been this way. If you ever wonder, she's always been this way since she was little itty bitty. She was fascinated by the eras and the queens. And
the Tudor roses, it has been a thing I've loved for so long. She's
I don't know where it came from. My mother's interested, I would say, in
She likes
history.
history.
And in the royal families and
That's true.
following some of
But
that.
I'm not so much in the modern.
No.
I just like the history side of things.
Yes. Yeah, she is a
But-
history. Well, her father is a history buff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
That's sweet.
yeah. So the other inspirations, definitely she's Spanish.
She got this Spanish
It
inspiration.
has that flair. She also was a dancer,
Yes.
and actually she's originally Austrian.
Her father was.
Her
Austrian.
father was
mother
Austrian.
not
She was,
Her mother was.
you yeah. Yes.
So her father was Austrian. That's true.
But
so it goes back
so
around to
not
Germany.
really
if I-
Spanish. I guess there's a little
Yeah, she had a little
Spanish.
Spanish in there too.
With the Latin flair, and she danced many different styles I mean,
Yeah.
for sure the tango,
Yeah.
but I would say some of the waltz and the
She
so
loved that, didn't she?
she always had a flair that was larger than life. She had a sense of humor that was a little edgy.
Yeah, she did.
She
She pushed the envelope a little.
She did, and for a little, you know.
I feel like this speaks to that so much.
Yes.
This acknowledges all those parts.
And
of her.
she embraced that part of herself, but she didn't always feel very embraced by her mother-in-law, who was British.
Oh yeah.
So that was.
She was very refined.
But you're right, and so I think it was more at that time that there was
the colonial British. So like the colonialism versus her kind of like nativeness, which she felt maybe that she felt a little bit.
It was not always proper at that time to maybe mix with the locals.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's
And
true.
so Catalina was more of a local and spirited, and so she, she also has her own history of a father who came originally from. Gabriella knows all of these facts because
Her father came from Vienna.
Yeah.
Actually.
So to me, I think
he had such an interesting story because they ran away. He and his.
Well,
they were Jewish,
and they actually
Hungarian Jewish, but they lived in Austria, in Vienna.
And they fled, right?
And they fled
so
at some point. But I wouldn't know the reasons all why.
No.
But it's so interesting. Then he went to the World's Fair in Chicago, where this home is near Chicago, in Illinois.
Yes.
And then he took ideas from the World Fair and took them to Argentina, where he then had like these amazing kind of, what would you call it?
Well, he brought the fair, the actual.
You know the tune? Wait, what is it? Like the what is it called?
Carousel. The carousel.
But yeah, like the circus, but not the circus. It's like the carnival.
Yes, the
Kind of
carnival.
like the carnival, but not carnival.
And the merry-go-round.
Yeah, the merry-go-round
and popcorn.
And so this whole like amusement
atmosphere.
Park. An amusement park is what he brought to
Some
Argentina.
entertainment too, because when he passed, there was a lot of people. He was very caring for all different walks of life, and as an entertainer, had a lot of really tall people and some shorter people and some
all kinds
when
of
the
different
bodies
people.
can do
contortionists.
So it's
he brought all kinds of people at his funeral who appeared there who
and
had
gave
been,
him really great appreciation because
he had helped them get
jobs
and he would just that was such a cool thing.
So we think of him fondly.
We do.
Although he was betrothed to someone else.
Oh yeah, actually, that's my great grandfather. He actually had my great grandmother who she gave this to, and then he left because he was already betrothed to an American heiress.
Yes,
and so he left, but then my great grandmother was raised alone by her mother
for a little while.
But then he came back.
But because the wife he married at that time had elephantitis.
Are you serious?
Yes.
The American wife? No, she didn't.
She had elephantitis.
These are the stories they make up.
It's true. No, elephantitis, where your feet become swollen.
I'm so
and they
sorry.
die.
Really?
Yes, they do. It sounds out of this world.
No, I'm so sorry.
And because of that, he was very sad
I'm
about
so
that.
Sorry
but he also went back and looked for who?
Maria Dolores.
Lolita.
Villa Verde.
Yeah. We're giving all the secrets away.
Don't look it up. Just kidding. You can.
But see, I didn't know these secrets growing up. I was so happy to go down with my mother as I was older.
You have been down many times.
Yes.
Like 2 years ago, she went down and she met Maria Dolores, my great grandmother, the mother of the grandmother with the sweater.
Yes.
Catalina, her mother, and she met her and
I didn't meet her. Yeah,
not
the
her,
cousins. So the other relatives there, which there's so many cousins, and there's all these stories that go along with it. But that particular story, where he came and spent the last years of his life with Lola and Catalina. So Catalina, Mami Cati, was very fond of her father.
Yes.
And and proud of who he was.
Yeah.
But at the time, you know, maybe they hadn't been.
It was different times.
It was different
I'm
times.
so sorry about like the situations they went through. But
Well,
the thing is
it's
that
tough.
sometimes the cousins tell these stories that are so elaborate.
Yes.
And there is in Latin America a little bit of superstition
Mythology.
and mythology around certain things. And so
Mhm.
sometimes it gets like a little tiny bit embellished here
Yes.
and there.
Yes, of
There are
course.
some
When you
stories
tell a
which you
story,
can hear, which I mean, I can't even
Yes.
tell them because they're just too wild.
they're too wild. And all the aunts and the uncles and the cousins would maybe be thinking that it's just,
You can't share that.
it's not. Yeah, it's not.
Maybe bad luck. They would maybe be
True. But I think, you know, it's refreshing to see some of the things and the struggles that
Yes.
our grandparents had to go through in their lives. And there's so much history when you look at fabric. There's so much history when you look at texture. And
what a blessing
clothing.
and an amazing gift to be able to wear a piece that I know
yes,
my great grandmother wore. To have this on me is such an amazing
It's
gift.
so
I feel
true.
so connected to that. I really
Yeah.
do. I do.
sweet.
It's so special, you
It
know, because I
is.
can also feel how she must have felt so warmed by this piece and so
Yeah.
comforted by this piece, knowing that you made it for her with
Mhm.
love. I mean, I like know when someone makes something for me,
Yeah.
like even just the blanket I have in the
Yes.
room. It's just you feel that love, and
Absolutely.
this is just so it's such a precious
It
gift that
is.
you were
It
able
is
to
true.
give her and share with her.
It is. It's another form of like an heirloom, you know,
It
something
is.
you pass on. But I love that when you say that. When something is made in love, we talk about that with food,
Yeah,
you know, when you can taste when something has been made in love.
absolutely.
And even I've appreciated from Gabriella, she's brought a lot of awareness into my life. She's my oldest daughter. And one of the things that I've learned from her in time has been how to appreciate certain like values and how we
She's so
come
sweet.
into attaining the yarn that we're
Oh my
purchasing, you know,
gosh.
and what's the process. And so she, because of also enjoying history, she went back to that original form and said, how can I want to look at
Spinning.
spinning. So
I
don't
just
know if
love
you've
to
talked
be
about
connected.
spinning.
I have.
Yes.
It's just I haven't done that much lately. I do need to do more. I want to do more spinning. I was in like a phase for a couple months where I did, but
Yeah.
it's like connecting to that process. I
Yes.
love so much. You know, connecting to like where it comes from.
Yes.
And the
Takes it
the
to a
animal.
new level.
Like I love the earth, like the from the earth to the fact that we wear it.
Yes.
Like I love this cycle of that, and I even love when it starts to be worn out. I love that.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because I had Esmeralda's sweater, which is 100% wool, and we were washing it, and it was wet, and my mom was like, "This smells so weird. Why does it smell bad? Is that my washer?"
Yeah. I did. I thought because my washer will often take on a new smell, and I'm like, well, do we need to clean the washer now? What is this?
It was so sweet because I was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, you know what wool smells like," but it's a really heavy
So it's
wool.
of course
And it's also
familiar to
superwash, I
me,
thought.
but I thought maybe it just smells bad. But
No.
in fact,
I was like, it's just the wool smell. It smells like a sheep. And then you were like, oh.
And then
It stops smelling bad when it dries.
Yes.
But I think it smells good. I think that the smell of the wool, the sheepy smell, I think is so good. I often talk about that actually too. When I smell new wool and it smells like a sheep, I love it.
that. She's
I
so
love
earthy
that smell.
this
Some people
way.
don't like it, but some people love. I mean, I soak it if it smells like the sheep.
See,
I just
and
feel like I'm in the,
appreciation
like-
for that.
I'm in the like fresh air
Yes.
on the paddock.
Yeah.
No, what do you call it?
Yes. Patio.
No, you know, like what is it called? The like where the sheep go.
Oh.
The meadow.
Yes. True.
I feel like I'm in the meadow and I'm just a sheep.
Yes.
I
Oh,
love
I love that. See,
Yeah.
it brings her back to the animals, which she's also helped me appreciate.
Oh.
In time, we would when we celebrate Thanksgiving, we would, instead of eating a turkey, we would
Sometimes get
adopt a turkey.
But my mom was so sweet too because that's another thing about Latin America is she grew up in El Salvador for a
Mhm.
part,
Mhm.
and their dogs and cats on the street are not friendly, or they're often like.
Well,
have
now
disease.
maybe there's more.
No, but when you were a child, they weren't.
It was
So
more.
she
I
was
was
not that open,
afraid.
and I love cats so much, and so I would always pet them. And my mom was like a little bit skeptical. Now she loves Sagua. Sue's my cat in Germany.
Yes, I do.
No, do you really love her?
No, Sagwa's the one.
She's so sweet.
Honestly, I'm trying to think. I do like Bear.
Bear?
Yes,
That's another cat of
Yeah.
my friends.
but in general,
That's sweet.
cats have been. I would care for Bear. I would.
We had a cat when I was a child. It was an outdoor cat.
Oh.
Moonlight. And Moonlight was very aggressive and very
Well, he was-
strong-willed.
outdoors. And
He's
so
outdoors, yeah.
he was happy.
But I remember one
was in
time we let
Virginia.
him in our house. One time we let him in our house and he scratched. And you said nope, and he was out the door.
Yeah.
There's strong boundaries with those.
Well, we still have the cats coming to our home. There's one that comes.
I saw today,
Yeah.
but he's like someone's cat.
He
That was
is
so
someone's cat, but he
cute.
loves our yard and comes
Really?
through. Yeah, he does.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
that was such a cute one. He's very chubby and like orange.
Yes.
He was so cute.
Yes.
I really liked
He must
him.
get fed all different kinds of places.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But she did bring a cat home one time.
Oh, when I was about 16.
Yeah. And she had asked very kindly. And at
No,
that
I
time,
did not ask for the cat.
Did we have
I was
dogs
16.
at the
We
time?
didn't have dogs at the time. We did have dogs. I said in my mind, I thought I'll keep it in my room.
Yes.
I had my first job at a flower shop, and
Yes.
I had earned some money, and I just love cats, and I wanted one so much. So I found on Craigslist, which is like, if you're not in the States, you probably know what Craigslist is still. It's like an online advertisement place where people can post advertisements, and it was a free kitten they
Free
found.
kitten.
And so I called them and I rode my bike to pick up the cat. I had a basket and I got the cat, and then I was about 5 seconds from their house, like just down the street, and the cat jumped out. And I didn't even bring anything to carry the cat in. I don't know what I thought. And then my mom came, I said, Mom, I have a cat. I had already bought everything for the cat, like the food, everything for a cat, like a bed, litter box. And then my mom, I'd hidden it behind our house, like on the side of our house. Because I thought she's just going to accept it when I bring it home.
Yeah.
She's going to love it. But anyway, it was so sweet. I called her. I was like, Mom, I got a cat. And then you came up with the car, and she was so gracious. She's like, okay, I'll accept the cat. I'll take it. I will take it in. I'll take in your baby. But I knew at that moment I couldn't. It was over my head. So I just said, okay, Mommy, thank you for that. I'm going to return it now. Sometimes actually that softness probably helped me return it. So I knew, it wasn't like rebellious. I wasn't really a rebellious girl.
No.
But I had brought it back, and the man looked at me, he's so confused.
Yeah.
He just took the cat
He
and
did.
went outside.
But this is one thing that she's very mindful of, what the animal goes through, what their life is going to be. Also,
You're so sweet.
cleaning and what things are best and what things are not.
I try, but honestly, every once in a while I do clean harsh things. Because
You clean.
I
harsh
do feel
things,
like every
chemicals,
couple of months, I feel like
the
I need
toxic things,
which is not good.
know.
If you have any tips for non-toxic, I do mostly non-toxic, but then every few months I feel like I need to get some bleach in there.
I know.
Or
Well,
something
and
intense.
even
Like that's not good. Maybe just
I know.
I don't know why. It's probably actually bad. It's probably just that my brain thinks like that smell is super clean.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I just need it to get super deep. But I don't know if it's true. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, it's hard. It's to break out of those things. And do we really need them bleached like white? I
Does
don't
it really
know.
need to be that white? That's true. But I do like a fresh white.
And she does like to dye her fabrics, and so we've learned
A little
this
bit,
together.
tiny bit. She actually was the one who inspired me to dye first, because she did the avocados before I did, and
Oh.
tea, and she did these huge batches of like old sheets and
Yes.
things, and then they looked so cool.
Yeah,
And so I was inspired to try that too.
it
I
is
was
fun
really
with
inspired.
the natural dyes, and we also do the tie dyes, which we
That's
have
fun.
to do that I think today.
With my
so
two younger siblings, they
Yeah.
love to do that too, and they make the coolest like designs with the tie
maybe
dye.
we tie dye and then crochet.
I love it. That's our
Wow.
plan.
Okay.
I'm leaving the day after tomorrow, so we're trying to get in every moment
Every
we can
activity.
and every activity. It's so hard.
Yeah.
But I hear Esmeralda.
I hear her too. And,
She's
and I'm
trying.
so happy. It's been a full time since she's been here. We've had such a blessing of time. So I know maybe you've gone a time or two where you've missed one of her podcasts. I hope not. But I want to just hats off to Nick, her husband.
Oh,
He is generous. He's loving. He is the best husband I could have ever imagined for Gabriella.
oh my gosh.
And he celebrates the work that she does. And so
he does.
he's
He's so
an
encouraging.
incredible fan, number one fan of
So
hers.
encouraging.
So
Oh my
I have
gosh.
peace about
He's
them
also
going
number
home.
one fan of hers.
Oh, yeah. We're each other's fans. Best of the fans. But I
That's true.
think, thinking of them leaving, it actually gives me peace because
Oh,
he has missed them a lot. So I want them to be nice.
It's
little
hard when you
reunited
live like out of the country. It's like your heart. You always are torn into
Yes.
pieces, no matter where
But
you are.
to some degree, this is common for my extended family. I didn't always live near my siblings or my aunts and uncles. Never really did. They were in Brazil,
in different
Argentina,
continents and New Zealand and yeah,
so
Europe, and yeah, it's true.
it actually enlarges life, enlarges
Your world.
Nick's parents are one of the greatest gifts as well for me. They've just embraced all of us. And so I feel Germany is part of me now. And I never knew personally how incredible and the quality that is found in Germany.
You're so sweet. She's so sweet. She's the best guest. I mean, I love all my guests. And
Oh.
the 2 guests that I had besides you were so amazing. Those 2 girls, Scarlett and Chloe.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to see
But this was just a very special interview to have. So thank you so
I
much
hope you
for
still
joining
get to
me.
have my sister, Stephanie.
I
My sister takes it to another
she
degree,
is
too.
an artist like none other.
Yeah.
The
She
2 of
does-
them are like so crazy.
And she does, she also doesn't have very much time, so she has 6 kids. But she's so artistic, and
She also has 6 kids, but we're older.
yeah,
Well, 2 of them are still little.
they're spread a
They're
little
spread
bit more.
Yeah.
But and she makes these wall hangings that are stunning.
Yeah,
With
with
yarn.
yarn, and she does the coolest things with yarn.
Yeah.
I would love to share that too.
Yes.
but we'll see. One day I really would love it. If it doesn't happen this time, then
Then maybe next time. Oh, you'll have another opportunity, I'm sure.
oh, I hope so. Well, thank you for joining me,
Thank
Mommy.
you. No, thank you.
It's
for
been
having
such an
me.
honor to have you. So she's also an amazing yoga teacher, trainer, and yoga
Mhm.
teacher. She had and has now online a yoga studio
Mhm.
called Essentia Yoga, which if you're interested in taking a class virtually,
Yes.
you can also
Yes.
follow her on social media.
Yes.
I will leave her linked below at Essentia Yoga, her Instagram and her website below if you want to check it out and see. She's such an amazing teacher.
I'll say, when I did a lot of handiwork, I would get carpal tunnel sometimes.
Syndrome. I know, I have to be careful with that. So
So-
it can be good for that too. Yoga can bring
There's
that
a
blood flow.
few stretches. I should do it for the knitters and the crocheters. I should do
Oh
a
my
little,
gosh.
I'll do
Yeah.
a little
Or for
class.
crafters, because it's even like people who sew, it's just
Absolutely.
this kind of repetitive stress injury can happen.
And just sending
So-
the breath right into the fingers and each of the fingers.
Exactly.
We'll do that.
It's really just like movement and stretching and
Yeah.
breathing that is
Mhm.
necessary. So it's true. So I will link all of her website below.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
And I will see you again next time, probably when I'm in Germany.
Yay.
Take care and have a wonderful week. Also, if you are interested, please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed. Okay, see you next time. Bye.